drug abuse seems to be positive reinforcement. And I'm not sure what benefit there is to society for us to positively encourage that behavior. It should be all negative enforcement because it seems that the people who are forced into sobriety are the most successful ultimately and the most thankful when they're successful.
Absolutely. So I started out, like I've worked in both of our jails, had the opportunity to speak with many inmates who were in there for a variety of things. And I could tell you that for certain people, their incarceration saved their lives. It absolutely,
Yeah.
we had an inmate worker who worked in the laundry, used to steal cars solely to give those to his fence for money for methamphetamines. He told me how he did it. He told me everything, how he used to sneak it into the jail, the drugs, everything. And I asked him finally, he got sentenced to 8 months for the car thefts. I said, why are you telling me this? And he says, because I'm so thankful for my time in jail here. He says, that methamphetamines is out of my body. I'll never touch that poison again.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked. And that's one of many stories, many, many stories.
Well, what's so heartbreaking about this is there really are not any advanced government programs to force people into sobriety. We've really allowed, uh, honestly, the monkeys have been running the zoo because the monkeys want all the bananas all the time, and they get them all the time. And the idea is that if we just give them all the bananas they ever want, that they'll eventually be full, and then they'll sit down and decide, you know what I need? I need a system where I need to work for my banana. And I honestly don't think that's going to ever work. And as I say, it was a theory for most of my life. But now we've got 30, 40 years of demonstrated failure that you need a stick. The carrot and the stick approach has to include the stick. So I know that you're reaching out to communities. What's your primary message to neighborhoods who are putting up with homelessness? Should they be going out and trying to embrace the individuals at these camps and offering them food and water and help and love and hugs? Or should they be going out there and trying to proselytize to them for a spiritual purpose? What is it that we can do as citizens and neighbors in Sacramento that's going to help get the message across that we want them to get better?
Is we've got to define this problem correctly, and we've got to name it correctly. And I think by calling it homeless, you would infer that they are simply without home. And I'll give you an example of the people that we contact are not actually. I question whether the title homeless is even appropriate for them. So let me give you a couple of scenarios. I have somebody that I know personally, is close to me, close to our family, had a daughter who was addicted to methamphetamines. And she didn't get that way because of some trauma. You know, some people, I want to have this disclaimer. Some people self-medicate with drugs because something terrible happened to them. I am never discounting that, okay? I'm never.
Yes. Right.
But unfortunately, I can't get to that underlying issue to help without removing the drugs first.
Yeah.
But in this person I'm talking about, their meth was just their toy to play with their new friends. It wasn't any more complicated than that. And she went out. She had two homes, a mother's house, a father's house. Both welcomed her with no conditions. She would often go off. She would be back immediately. She would go out there and engage in bad behavior and get arrested, sometimes assaults, and she would go to jail. That was always the best thing because she would come out sober and would come home for months at a time. And so I ask you, in her case, is she homeless?
Right.
She's unconditionally not homeless. They said, come. You've got two homes. Come in anytime you want.
Yeah.
So, what sense would it make to offer her some shelter of any kind, which she already has to with people that love her and care for her? There's many like that. Another situation is the person who is addicted to drugs, and they're kind of couch surfing or whatever. They have a place to live, or maybe they've got a family. Maybe they're a husband or father or mother, and because of their drug abuse and their actions while they're on drugs, their family says, you got to get out. You can't do that. I have to protect the rest of the family from you. You can't do that. We love you, but you can't be here anymore.
Yeah.
I can't handle you stealing everything from all of us. And so they get kicked out. So I ask you then, Are they homeless?
Yeah.
Or are they just not willing to meet the conditions of their home, which is don't do illegal activity like drugs and theft?
Got it. And so these people who end up appearing to be homeless, but they're just living among homeless people because they seem to get away with things easier there. I need to break here for a minute, go to some advertising so we can stay on the air. This is Bill Portnova in for John McGinnis on
KFBK News Radio.
Up next, details before the news at the bottom of the hour.
Let's get to the bottom of this.
KFBK wants to put $1,000 in your hand. Just enter the nationwide keyword on our website at kfbk.com. A chance to win $1,000.
KFBK News Radio, broadcasting from the GuardingYourNestEgg.com studio.
Think about it for a moment. What would you do with a couple $100 extra per month? Maybe as much as $500 a month. Sound good to you? Sound appealing? Hey, it's John McGinnis here for Eagle Shield Installation. You know them, the NASA technology that saves you up to 44%. Love the simplicity of this product and the fact that it does actually work. It works very simply. Eagle Shield truly does start saving you money day one. There's a reason they have well over 60,000 very satisfied customers. You see, homes with Eagle Shield remain up to 10 to 12 degrees cooler in the summer months and up to 10 degrees warmer in the wintertime, all while running your furnace or AC up to 70% less. So take some money back from the utility company each month. Easy one-day installation and no interest financing for 18 months. Book your free demonstration now. The special offer will not last, so call from your mobile phone. Dial pound 250, and when prompted, say the keyword Eagle Shield. Easy one-day installation. Dial pound 250 and say Eagle Shield. You'll be glad you did.
All about the presets.
That is the best new feature. It's like a car radio right on the app. There's a list of what's trending. There's all the podcasts. I love it.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
Save on your favorite meats for the grill at Rayleigh's in Bel Air. Just clip your digital member deal online or in our app to get twin packs of Rayleigh's USDA Choice Beef Boneless Untrimmed Tri-Tip Roast for $4.97 a pound, limit 2. Only at Rayleigh's in Bel Air.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
KFBK has your chance to win $1,000. Now, just enter this nationwide keyword on our website
Bills. That's bills. Enter it now.
at kfbk.com. Good luck.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app for local news, breaking news, traffic, and weather. KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio. 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
Good afternoon at 3:30. I'm Dina Kodiak with your top stories on KFBK News Radio. California is facing a potential $10 billion budget shortfall. A new report says tariff policies, financial issues at Medi-Cal, and delayed tax filings from wildfire victims could push the shortfall to over $20 billion. 2 Bay Area Democratic House members are criticizing the Trump administration's idea of using military bases to detain immigrants.
U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to use Travis Air Force Base in Fairfield as an immigrant detention center. They argue this would degrade military readiness, pose national security concerns, and say it would be a misuse of military resources. The lawmakers requested explanations from the Pentagon on various aspects of the proposal. The Department of Defense has declined to comment on the matter. Matt Passini, KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio.
The city of Sacramento could be increasing street parking fees again.
A proposal that will be voted on next week calls for increasing the base parking fee from $2 to $3 per hour. The maximum parking fee would also be bumped from $4 to $6 per hour. The price price would depend on where people park and for how long. The city says it needs to make more parking revenue to address its $62 million budget deficit. Daniel Martindale, KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio.
Now for a look at traffic and weather together, here's Steve Herrera.
And a very pleasant good afternoon to you. This report's sponsored by Cordell and Cordell. I'm seeing a big bottleneck in Galt, northbound 99 after Twin Cities. An accident taking away the left lane. Meanwhile, in Sacramento, westbound 50 at Stockton Boulevard, there's a Kongdao Beagle block in the center lane. Cordell and Cordell, divorce and family law, 866-323-7529. 866-323-7529. Cordell and Cordell, a partner you can count on. Cordell.com. Traffic on the 10s every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons. Steve Herrera, KBK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
Sunny and hot the next couple of days, low to mid-90s today and tomorrow. Sunday, Mother's Day, cooler, dipping back into the 70s. And right now we're at 91 in Sacramento. Dina Kodiak, KFBK News Radio.
Next update in less than 30 minutes. Breaking news the second it happens on KFBK News Radio, Sacramento's news, traffic, and weather station.
Hey there, it's John McGinnis here for the good folks at Sierra Pacific Home and Comfort. You know, Sierra Pacific, you see them everywhere, the guys in the big red trucks. Well, we're headed into a hot, dry summer, and fire season is right around the corner. What if the utility company shut down power during high winds, as they've done in the past? Are you prepared? Is your home prepared? Give your family peace of mind and install a whole home Generac generator from Sierra Pacific. These generators will keep your air conditioner cooling, your freezer frozen, and well pumping water, not to mention your computers going strong. So call Sierra Pacific today to meet with their Generac generator specialist. I guarantee you'll be impressed with the capabilities. Whether it's your air conditioner breakdown during this hot summer months or information about solar or hot water heater breakdown, the team at Sierra Pacific is just a phone call away and ready to serve you. How about this? Receive a free 7-year extended warranty valued at over $700 when you purchase a whole home Generac generator. Restrictions apply. Reach out to the best in the business, Sierra Pacific Home and Comfort. Call them at 800-551-3040 or visit sierrapacifichome.com. Either way, you'll be glad you did.
This report is sponsored by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Cache Creek Casino Resort is celebrating 40 years with extraordinary rewards. Join them as they celebrate
helping that community. And I was just wondering where we're at with that 3-year process. Can you give me a little background of how it started and where you are currently?
Definitely. Yeah, so I was approached, as well as Jennifer, to assist with getting an organization off the ground right after the Caldor fire happened. It was started by many community members. We had an advisory committee, and we started right after the Caldor fire, September 2021. And we started with individual assistance and immediate needs. So we did distribution events. We did a bunch of other events where we provided financial assistance, goods and services. And that's how we started.